Question let about general education part 1. Question number 1. In art class, Marco amazed his classmates by drawing a landscape. He used his left hand to shade lightly while using his right hand to outline shapes at the same time. His teacher praised his rare skill. What ability did Marco demonstrate? Letter A. Creativity. Letter B. Ambidexterity. Letter C. Symmetry. Letter D. Precision. The correct answer is letter B. Ambidexterity. It is the ability to use both the left and right hands with equal skill and ease. A person who is ambidextrous can perform tasks using either hand without difficulty. In the scenario, Marco used both hands at the same time, his left hand for shading and his right hand for outlining. This coordinated use of both hands simultaneously and skillfully is a clear example of ambidexterity. Question number 2. Teacher Anna places a wet towel under the sun. She notices that the towel is slowly losing its dampness as the heat touches it. After 2 hours, the towel becomes completely dry, and the air around it feels slightly more humid. What process happened? Letter A. Condensation. Letter B. Sublimation. Letter C. Evaporation. Letter D. Freezing. The correct answer is letter C. Evaporation. Is the process by which a liquid turns into a gas or vapor, usually at the surface of the liquid, when heat is applied. In the scenario, the wet towel is exposed to sunlight. The heat from the sun provides energy that allows the water in the towel to change from a liquid state into water vapor. This water vapor disperses into the surrounding air, causing the towel to dry and slightly increasing the humidity. This process illustrates evaporation because it involves the conversion of liquid water into gas due to heat. The 6 types of changes in states of matter. Evaporation is the change from liquid to gas, such as when a wet towel dries under the sun, while its opposite process is condensation happens when gas cools and turns into liquid, like water droplets forming on a cold glass. The sublimation occurs when a solid changes directly into gas without becoming liquid, as seen when dry ice turns into vapor, and its reverse process is deposition, happens when gas turns directly into solid, such as frost forming on cold surfaces. 2 other related changes are melting, where a solid becomes liquid as in ice turning to water, and freezing, where a liquid becomes solid, like water turning into ice. Together, these processes explain how matter changes form depending on temperature and energy. Question number 3. Mr. Mercado asks his students to estimate first before solving. A notebook costs 47 pesos. How much will 9 notebooks cost approximately? Which math skill is being emphasized? Letter A. Estimation. Letter B. Rounding. Letter C. Factoring. Letter D. Measurement. The correct answer is letter A. Estimation is the skill used when students are asked to find an approximate answer rather than an exact one. In this scenario, Mr. Mercado tells his students to estimate the total cost of the notebooks before actually computing it. They might round 47 pesos to 50 pesos and multiply it by 9 to quickly get an approximate value. This process focuses on making reasonable guesses or approximations, which is the essence of estimation. Again, the estimation is finding a value that is close to the exact answer by using quick and simple calculations, while the rounding is incorrect because it only deals with adjusting numbers to nearby values, but the question focuses on finding an approximate total. The factoring involves of breaking numbers into their factors, and the measurement refers to determining the physical quantities like length, weight, or time, and the problem does not involve measuring anything. Question number 4. Habang bumabili sa palengke, narinig ni Liza ang tendera na nagsabi, anong bibilhin mo, adding. Ang salitang adding ay halimbawa ng, letter A, lalawiganan, letter B, pambansa, letter C, pampanitikan, letter D, colloquial. The correct answer is letter A, lalawiganan or provincial. The word adding is commonly used in the Ilocano language to refer to a younger sibling or a younger person being addressed. Since this term is used only in a specific region or province, it is classified as provincial language or lalawiganan. It is a words that are used in particular areas in the Philippines. However, the option B, is pambansa or national, is a words commonly used and understood throughout the entire country or a standard Filipino. The option C, is pampanitikan or literary, is a words that are elevated, deep, and artistic, often used in literature such as poems and novels. And the option D, is colloquial, words used in everyday casual conversation, often shortened or more informal, such as mayroon becomes meron and kamusta becomes musta. Question number 5. While reading a short story, a grade 5 student Clara infers that the main character is feeling lonely even though the text does not directly say so. She notices that the character often sits alone during recess and avoids talking to classmates. Clara also observes that the character's thoughts focus on wishing for company. Which reading skill is Clara demonstrating? Letter A, predicting. Letter B, inferring. Letter C, summarizing. Letter D, skimming. The correct answer is letter B, inferring. It is a reading skill where the reader uses clues from the text plus prior knowledge to understand ideas, feelings, or events that are not directly stated. It is part of inferential comprehension, which involves reading between the lines. In the story, Clara concludes that the main character feels lonely even though the text never explicitly says so. She pieces together clues such as sitting alone during recess, avoiding classmates, and wishing for company, which shows she is using inference to understand the character's emotional state. Again, the inferring is about figuring out something that the text does not directly state by using clues from the story and own reasoning. While the option circa is summarizing, it is briefly restating the main points of the text. The option D is skimming. It refers to quickly reading to get a general idea of the text. And lastly, the predicting involves guessing what will happen next in the story. Question number 6. Eric is cooking rice for his family. His recipe uses 4 cups of water for every 2 cups of rice. Today, he wants to cook 6 cups of rice and follow the same ratio. He wants to make sure the rice stays soft and fluffy. He double-checks the measurements to avoid making the rice too dry or too mushy. How much water does Eric need? Letter A, 8 cups. Letter B, 10 cups. Letter circa 6 cups. Letter D, 12 cups. The correct answer is letter D, 12 cups. This is a ratio and proportion problem. A ratio shows the relationship between two quantities. Eric's recipe uses 4 cups of water for every 2 cups of rice, which is a 2:1 ratio, like 2 cups of water for 1 cup of rice. Since he wants to cook 6 cups of rice, we multiply 6 times 2 equals 12 cups of water to maintain the same proportion and ensure the rice is cooked properly. Question number 7. During a class interview activity, Joel says, "She don't like vegetables." His teacher corrects him by explaining the correct verb form. What should the teacher say? Letter A, she don't like vegetable. Letter B, she don't likes vegetables. Letter C, she doesn't like vegetables. Letter D, she doesn't likes vegetables. The correct answer is letter C. She doesn't like vegetables. It is in the simple present tense and it is used to express a general truth or permanent preference, something consistently true about the person. In this case, the simple present tense describes facts, general truths, or permanent characteristics. In negative sentences with a singular subject like she, he, it, the structure requires does not or doesn't followed by the base form of the verb. Since the subject here is she, the sentence uses doesn't instead of don't, which is used in plural subject like you, we, they, and also in singular subject which is I. Additionally, after doesn't, the verb must remain in its base form, like. Therefore, she doesn't like vegetables is the only grammatically correct option. Question number 8. During the school's Reading Month celebration, teacher Liza prepared different book stations for her grade 6 class. Many students recognized the fantasy series immediately and became excited to share what they knew about the author who created this magical world. Who is the author of the Harry Potter series? Letter A. J.K. Rowling. Letter B. Suzanne Collins. Letter C. Rick Riordan. Letter D. C.S. Lewis. The correct answer is letter A. J.K. Rowling is the author of the Harry Potter series, which tells the story of a young wizard studying at Hogwarts and battling dark forces. The option B is Suzanne Collins, the author of Hunger Games. The option C is Rick Riordan, the author of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. The option D is C.S. Lewis, the author of the Chronicles of Narnia. Question number 9. During a Philippine history lesson, teacher Ronnie shows his class an old historical book written by a Spanish official in the year 1600s. He explains that this book described early Filipino culture, society, and daily life during the Spanish rule. He also tells the students that Dr. Jose Rizal later annotated the book to correct misconceptions and highlight the greatness of pre-colonial Filipinos. Which historical work is teacher Arman referring to? Letter A. Noli Me Tangere. Letter B. El Filibusterismo. Letter C. La Solidaridad. Letter D. Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas. The correct answer is letter C. Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas. Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas was written by Antonio de Morga and later annotated by Jose Rizal to show the true culture and achievements of Filipinos before Spanish colonization. Sometimes it is called Historia de las Islas Filipinas because it narrates history includes information about the expeditions of Magellan and Miguel López de Legazpi, which marked the first Spanish presence and colonization efforts in the Philippines. Question number 10. Students are asked to create a 3D artwork using clay. They must mold the figure so that it can stand on its own. What kind of art are they making? Letter A. Painting. Letter B. Photography. Letter C. Sculpture. Letter D. Printmaking. The correct answer letter is C. Sculpture. It is a three-dimensional form of art created by molding, carving, or assembling materials like clay, wood, metal, or stone. Because the students are shaping clay into a figure that can stand on its own, they are clearly producing a 3D sculpture. Guillermo Tolentino from 1890 to 1976 is regarded as the father of Philippine sculpture for his realistic and classical works, such as the famous Oblation at the University of the Philippines, which reflect traditional techniques and Filipino themes. While Napoleon Abuevalle 1930 to 2018 is recognized as the father of modern Philippine sculpture for introducing modern and abstract styles, experimenting with diverse materials like wood, metal, and stone, and emphasizing innovation and dynamic forms in Philippine art. Thank you for watching.